This is for Barbara Harris, the founder of the Project Prevention Program, a foundation based around paying poor, drug-addicted women to sterilize themselves. I was raised in a room made of addiction. I lived in the walls and ate silence. I was brought up to believe that white was an absence of hue, a lack thereof, an identity that pigment hadn't given me, a sense of self that was still running for me. But today, I think I have finally found my color. The shade of gritted teeth and hellfire, jaw snapping. I haven't stopped seething. I've seen scalding cobalt and empty indigo, every single shade of self-destruction the spectrum has created, wrapped in ultraviolet, nickname them disaster. Torrential rains and hurricanes, volcano hearts with lungs made of wildfire. No one chooses to be a drug addict. No one decides that their spine was meant to bend backwards into a question mark, body contorted around chasing something that will destroy them. Born to slit ivory in two and bleed black like the stars do. They were children once. Daughters who were beaten by fathers and sons who watched their mothers commit suicide. Children who were too young, whose skin bruised around the fingertips of trauma. They were shaken, born vibrating. Their bones have never stopped craving silence. So if a needle brought it to them, or a pipe, a second of stillness, it became the only thing that mattered. It was an answer to all the questions their spines were asking, all the whys and the yous and the I would quit if I just could, but I can't. And the only time the world stands still is when I'm high enough to look down on myself. Drug addicts fuse because they are broken people trying to mend broken pieces, swallowing shards of broken glass that end up splitting their own throats. I watched my mother break in and out of sobriety like a jail cell she had swallowed the key to. No one realizes the cage we're all trapped inside of is our own ribs. She took all the best pieces of herself and made me. Like a patchwork quilt, my edges didn't always come together easily, but I'm so thankful that she did. Each Christmas spent in a homeless shelter, every hour I spent shoving notes beneath the bathroom door, begging her to come out, every relapse, recovery, and overdose, every 12-step program with 7 days sober, every fucked up, alive, and starving man and woman who carried a story in their lungs and let me hear it. Every time I asked her, Mommy, why? And every time she said, Baby, I'm so sorry, and tried to meet in every plate full of codependency she fed me. Every time I wore her mistakes like battle wounds, she destroyed me. But I'm so grateful that she did, because it's true what they say. Bones always heal